Yo, troublemakers, welcome in. It's your boy Joseph B, and I'm here with Kym, who is a I cannot talk this tonight. A Paralympian.
Yes.
So, Kym, what is your sport?
I am a track and field sprinter. I run the 100 and 400 at the Paralympics, but outside of that, I run the 200 as well.
Okay, so with me also being visually impaired myself, how does that work?
So there are 3 classes in track and field, and I run in the highest class. So there's T11, 12, and 13. T just standing for track. And then I'm in the T13 class, which is the highest of the visual impairment classes. So I don't run with a guide. I don't get 2 lanes. I just follow the white lines on the track and pray that I don't go out of them.
Okay, so you are a visually impaired athlete. So what
Yes.
is your visual impairment?
I have albinism, so that means I don't have any pigment in my hair, skin, and eyes, and you need pigment to fully develop the eye. So I'm very sensitive to light,
Okay.
and I have, like, my eyes shake back and forth really fast, making it really hard for me to focus on things. So I usually have to have things really close to my face in order to see them. So, yeah, things are pretty blurry.
Yeah, I'm a type 1 diabetic.
Oh, okay.
And about 10 years ago, I lost my vision due to diabetic retinopathy.
Oh, wow.
And I'm my vision is starting to fade out more and more
I'm sorry to hear that.
the years. I mean, it is what it is. It's through my stupidity, through being younger. And, but yeah, my producer, Dave, me and him, we have a lot of fun because we're college students.
Oh, nice.
We're in the communications department at Austin Peay State University.
Awesome.
So I'm pretty much flipping it on its ear because they've never had somebody with a visual impairment come through the communications program.
Of course.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That seems to happen a lot. That was kind of my ordeal at my college as well.
So which college did you go to?
I went to Chico State up in Northern California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where wasn't that where the fires were a few years back?
Yes. Yeah. So that was Paradise, which was the town over. And
Okay.
Chico was in big threat, and some parts of Chico did get burned too.
Okay. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Chico. Why's Chico ringing a bell? Oh, that's where the Rogers family is from.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Rodgers.
Yep.
Because Jordan went to Vanderbilt, and I'm a big Vanderbilt fan.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah, the team, they called him Chico Rogers, and I was like, wait. So when you brought that up, I was like, wait a sec.
Yep, Chico. Aaron Rodgers is from Chico. He born and raised there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went to the local high school and then went to the community college there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back to the track and field.
Yeah.
So what is the difference for those of our listeners that have no idea, what is the difference between a guided run and a unguided run?
Yeah, I'm glad that you asked that question. So a guided run, the T11 and 12 classes, like I mentioned before, both get guides. So the 11 class, they are totally blind. They are blindfolded to keep it an even playing field, and they have a guide runner. So they are connected to somebody else they're connected by a string, and this person who they're connected to can see fully and is talking to them all the way around the track. And then the T12 class has an option of having a guide. So the T12 is kind of in the middle. They can see less than the 13s, but more than the 11s. And they get 2 lanes and, like I said, an option of a guide.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know if Dave's on, if he's got anything. He's over in La La Land as usual.
Yeah.
I just lost it because that just fascinates. That's really pretty cool because I've never thought of it. It's just like having a guide walk you, except you're tethered together and running.
And running at full speed. So it's really scary, and we've had, normal sighted people come and try it out, get blindfolded, and run with a professional guide runner, and they're always so scared. So it's for me, it's fun to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, for other people who aren't visually impaired to try it, it's like they really get immersed in the experience of like, this is how we run. And yeah, it's scary, and you have to put a lot of trust into that guide runner.
So you went through, did you go through the T11 and the T12 before you got to the T13?
No.
No, you
So,
didn't? Okay.
yeah, it's usually, I would say, like yours is people's vision progressively gets worse. And so usually people will start off as a 13 and then go down to 12 and 11.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's kind of backward, reverse order then.
Exactly.
So the better your vision is, you'll start on the 13, and then as your vision worsens, it'll move down to the 11.
Yep.
Okay,
Correct.
cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, all right, troublemakers, this has been Kym, the track and field Paralympic. Thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Awesome. And so your podcast is called Troublemakers?
No, it's actually called The Blind Leading the Blind.
Oh, okay.
And I am, it's called The Blind Leading the Blind, and I am head troublemaker.
I love
and
it.
it starts from a joke, actually, from campus down in our, they changed it from the disability office to the Student Disability Resource Center.
Oh, yep.
And me and the receptionist, her and I have developed a friendship. So last year, I was talking about getting, and I hadn't had time this year, but getting a club for everybody registered with the disability office, starting a club on campus for all of it. And she's so one night there's a couple other that are visually impaired, and we met up, and she goes, "Oh Lord," she's like, "all the troublemakers are meeting up." So I'm like, okay, so we'll call ourselves the Troublemaker Society.
I love it.
And then, of course, I'm always head troublemaker because I'm always called.
You sound like me.
Yeah, like they don't like me in the they like me in the disability office, but they don't.
Right.
Because I advocate for not just myself, but everybody else too.
Yes.
And they know that if something doesn't go right and I find out about it, I am throwing a fit.
You and I are just alike. I was like, I will not keep my mouth shut. I will not keep my mouth shut about anything, whether it's I'm in the problem or not. Like,
Yeah.
if there's something that's not right, I'm going to let everybody know about it.
And of course, I'm kind of one of the older ones there on
Same.
campus with the visual impairment.
Yeah.
So it's like I turn into Big Brother.
Yep.
And I have everybody's number, so I'm constantly getting, man, I can't believe this professor. And I'm like, which professor is it?
Right.
And they tell me, and I'm like, I'm like, just give it a minute. I'm
Yeah.
like, the professor, I've like had this professor. It's all gravy. You're all good. Just tell them that you know me, and
Right, right.
It's all great.
I love it. That's so funny. Yeah, I'm definitely the same. I live down in San Diego, and they have a training center down there.
Okay.
And so when anything goes wrong, I'm the veteran in the sport, and everybody calls me Mom, or I'm Mama Kym. So, yeah, I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah.
People come to me like, this is what happened. I'm like, okay, I'm going to call the director right now because we're cool like that.
Yeah.
Call her, text her.
Oh yeah, that's like the director with the SDRC. I'll call him and be like, Jamie. He'd be like, what's going on now, bud? I'm like, dude, we got to do something about this one professor.
Right. I love it. I love it that you're there and you're making a change because, hey, a lot of people don't know, and then, and if we don't tell them,
Yeah.
how are they ever gonna know?
That's like, so this is my junior year. The second semester, I had 2140, which is broadcasting technologies and operation. First blind student to come through there.
Of course.
So me and the professor, like he was like, okay, he's like, and I mean, he was so uncomfortable too, I could tell. And I'm like, I'm easy to work with. I was like, communication is the biggest key.
Yeah.
Let's just talk it out.
Exactly.
And he's like, okay, what do we need to do? And I'm like, just play around with stuff.
Right.
And he's like, is it that simple? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and so like the TriCaster, like all that stuff you see on the news, like when they're switching from package to package and camera to camera and the green screen, I can do all that.
I love it.
Just by using a bump dotted keyboard.
Okay.
With this Rodecaster, like I can use it too.
I love it. That's awesome.
So yeah, it's been a really fun experience, and like it trips everybody out.
Hey, like they say, teaching people to see, because they're not gonna know.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
hey, even if we ourselves don't know, let's put our heads together and let's figure it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's all trial and error.
Yeah.
Like I feel like being visually impaired, it's all just guessing, trial and error. Like that's the whole thing. Growing up, I mean I was born visually impaired, so everything is just trying things out, seeing if it works. So.
Yeah. See, I was diagnosed with diabetes in 98.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And then when I hit 13, I had an endocrinologist. She handed me an insulin pump. She set it up and everything and said, "Here you go, have a good life."
Oh, wow.
So then, I played football in high school, but I let my sugars run control because. And then when I hit 21, or in high school, also, I started hanging out with the wrong crowd. So, well, actually, even before that, like I was doing pills, and then I started drinking, and then smoking weed, and then I started into cocaine, and I was going to the bar. I got a construction job at 20. So yeah, and then I hit 21 and started going to the bar, and I was blowing half my check at the bar on Friday and Saturday night. Like I was a functioning alcoholic, unfortunately, on top of the cocaine use and smoking and the pills and everything.
Wow.
But yeah, so about 20, 25, when I was 25, 26, I was almost in 2 wrecks coming home, and I was like, I got to go to the doctor. And they're like, yeah, you have diabetic. And I'm like, what is that? I was like,
That's how you gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, so yeah, that was in like November, and then by March, I was pretty much done with it. I'm completely blind in my right eye and have less than 10% in my left.
Wow.
But I don't let it hold me back.
Yeah, that's the key to it.
And then met up with Griffin about a year ago.
Okay.
Through a mutual friend of ours, and he's been keeping me up on events and stuff like that because I really want to get more involved.
Okay. I love it.
Especially with the, I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything. I don't care. He's trying to work with the Titans to do an adaptive flag football thing with the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, that would be cool.
And I'm like, oh, wow. That's how we first got hooked up, is we were introduced to each other because a friend was like, he's like, you like football? He's like, I'm going to get with Griff. Y'all work it out.
Hey, if it's co-ed, let me know.
I will.
That's cool. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am 30. I'll be 37 next week.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, happy early birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. I don't even celebrate my birthday anymore. Just like it's another day.
It's celebrate yourself always.
Oh yeah, I mean I do that. I do that on campus. Like Dave, we had to meet up one day afterwards, and we went over to the gym there on campus, and I went 4 for 8 from the free throw line.
Okay.
And like he's like, dude, how are you doing? And I'm like, you tap on the rim. I'm like, because it was for a class.
Yeah.
So in fact, it was video production 1. So he was tapping on the rim, and I hit 4 out of 8 shots. And then as we were walking out, he goes, dude, they got a rock wall. And I'm like, are you serious? He goes, yeah. I'm like, dude, let's climb it. And he goes, are you serious? I'm like, oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So I got about 3/4 of the way up before I was like, yeah, my arms are dead.
Yeah. It's all in the legs. All in the legs.
Yeah.
The guys who were running it said that the speed courses are kind of all laid out the same.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all the placement is the same. So they're like, so if he can memorize it, like
Exactly.
this is absolutely something you can do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, dude, you definitely could do this.
Yeah, and just remember, it's all in the legs. I took a
Yeah.
rock climbing class in college.
Gotcha.
I was a kinesiology major, so we had to take 6 activity courses.
Yeah.
And so rock climbing was one of them that I took. And yeah, it's like you can definitely memorize the path, and because I got to make up my own, which I thought was cool. Memorize it and just go up that bad boy.
Yeah.
It's scary coming down though, I'm not gonna lie. But it was great to meet y'all.
You too.
What was your name?
Dave?
Dave.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice to meet you. But
And
yeah,
Nice to meet you again,
nice
Kyle.
to meet you.
Hope we meet again.
Yes, definitely. Hey, it sounds like Griffin and Site School are going to be doing some great things together. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll run into each other again.
Oh, absolutely.
Perfect. All right, y'all have a good night.
You too,
Thank you.
ma'am.